Okay. Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to. Hello. Yeah, very excited to be back here. Hi. Yeah, welcome to Monday Forum presented by Arcsphere 1969. My name is Stephanie, and thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm really excited to be back here and together with my guest speaker for today, Miss Wei Wei. So excited, that, and so happy that she's come back here. I remember Wei Wei was here on October the 12th. It's been exactly like 2 months. And, today we are going to talk about sharing our perspective on life. So many different topics. Wei Wei is a very successful, entrepreneur. And we want to touch a little bit on that. But there are so many more areas that we want to also share. So, but before I do that, I would like to take a minute, to share the video. So, if you like what you are hearing, two of us, we are going to spend the next 1 hour chit-chatting.
Wow.
Sharing about our stories and our journey, our sharing about experience. Please take a minute to share this video out to your friends. So, maybe I will do that now, and maybe maybe if you have anything to say to the audience while I share my video.
Hi to everyone here on site. Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stephanie, for having me back here. And to all of you who are tuning in on the live now, welcome all of you. My name is Wei Wei, and this is Stephanie. And everyone here is busy sharing. All right. I want to wish everyone an advance Merry Christmas. Yeah, really feeling the Christmas mood. Yes. That's why I hope this red will bring the Christmas mood out. Yeah, I love your Christmas tree. And for those of you who are out there, thank you so much for your time. I honor your time and presence with us. And my best wishes goes to all of you here, as well as for those who are tuning in with us right now. Yay!
Every word that Wei Wei say always sounds so poetic, which I'm going to talk about later. So, I have shared my video. I hope you have shared as well. Yeah. So, let's get started. Okay. Yeah. So, welcome once again, everybody. We have our live audience here today, as well as all of you who are watching this from wherever you are.
Yeah, thank you
from
so
the
much.
office. That's a bit too bad. Quite sad on a Monday night if you're still stuck in office.
Today is Monday, yeah?
Yes, today's Monday,
okay.
yeah. And or from the home, or you're sitting in a cafe eating your dinner. We promise you a very good 1 hour conversation today. So, like I mentioned that we are actually, presenting our Monday Forum here today. And I'm so happy to have Wei Wei here back with me today. Like I mentioned just now at the very beginning of the video, we have Wei Wei here actually in October. It's been exactly 2 months.
Wow.
And then when we actually got in touch with Wei Wei and said, hey, we need to hear more from you. You need to come back and we need to do a part 2 conversation.
Wow.
And then Wei Wei like, you sure or not? You sure? You sure would people want to hear more? Wei Wei, I tell you, Wei Wei she has so many stories and so many experiences. Her journey has been such a wonderful, inspiration to so many people. I definitely feel, she has so much more to share because, her story is not just like a short film. I would imagine it's like the Korean drama, the 大长今.
Wow.
I look forward to part 3, part 4, because I tell you, you will know what I mean when, today she's the star here. So I don't want to waste too much time.
I'm very humble. I'm very honored. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wei Wei. Really, I know you are very busy, but I'm so happy that, you say yes, and I really enjoyed our conversation last time. I'm very sure I'm going to enjoy our conversation tonight again.
I'm sure I will.
Okay,
too.
so everyone, so what's going to happen is similar to the last time. We'll do it very conversational style. If you have any comments, you like what we are talking about, please share your views with us in the comment box. Go ahead. If you have any questions, we'll try to check on our phone later. and then we will kind of reply you as much as we can as well. Really, we want to have that two-way communication with all our audiences today.
Yeah, I think today is also to encourage many others. Yeah, I think the purpose we do this forum, I'm sure that's your purpose as well, is how we as human can encourage another fellow human.
Sure.
I'm sure in our life journey, we have our high and our low, and how we can, through each other's experience, help to encourage everyone on, hey, you know, let's do this, let's move to go together.
Definitely. I think we always, need to hear stories, and that's what kind of like keep us going, motivate, get some ideas, get some inspiration, right?
Yes.
And get the energy. Okay, so I have my very first question for Wei Wei. I want to go back to having you share a little bit more about yourself.
Sure.
Because, for most of us here, we know that you are a very successful entrepreneur. But, very importantly, before embarking on the entrepreneurship journey, you also had an illustrious career in the banking and finance industry. And then, I have to just repeat this again. You are just so multi-talented. We see you. I know that you were doing a kind of like during your school days, the younger days. You're still young, but modeling. If I'm not wrong, you shared about having the opportunity even to act, and then if when it's not that is not enough, it's like you started to even like share poems. You write poems and then you share that on Facebook. Up to this point, I really don't know where I should get off the stage already. You are just so multi-talented, So really, would you be able to share with us, your very exciting life? We would love to hear,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think as a student or as a young child, I've always been, my schedule is always full. It's music and then dance and then study. I love to study.
Oh, you love to study, okay.
I don't know why. It's just I love to study.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a
That's
younger
great.
brother. He loves to play badminton. I just happen to be. I love to study. So I enjoy school a lot. I don't mind exam at all.
Really?
Okay. I love to read books. Yeah, and during my years of studying, it's always 100 mark is full mark, right? I kind of like to collect 100.
Wow.
I just find them beautiful.
Wow.
It's just a hobby. It's not so much of like I want to compete or anything, but it's just that I enjoy so much. Yeah, and then of course the art side, which I enjoy doing as well.
Sure.
And I think I told you the last time. Somehow I find that I can do certain things well, like writing, and when I write, I actually feel very relaxed.
Okay.
Actually, that's the time when I relax. I thought that is an expression of my feeling and emotion, and that gives me energy.
Wow.
And it's like maybe some people like to paint. They will look at their painting,
Yes.
and then I will go back and read what I wrote again. And I'm like, that's nice. I love it. And
That's
I
really
enjoy
nice to have the flair, for
Yeah.
writing. I think that's very beautiful.
I'm sure still have
Yeah.
a lot of room for improvement. And then, like many people during my era, for me is, go to university. Yeah, and I did Bachelor of Accountancy with Nanyang Technological University. And then very, very smoothly went into one of the audit firm. And then from there, I went on to banking. And I'm so thankful. Until today, I have to say I'm so thankful for all the opportunity given. And that training is still in me, I feel, to train us to do our best.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, of course, I always turn my life before my brain surgery and after my brain surgery. Yeah, I think I shared before, I had a bleeding in the brain episode. I experienced death. Miraculously, I'm still here. And I'm so thankful to God that gave me a second chance in life. So what's the difference is, before, it's not that I'm not living a good life or I'm not serious about my life. I have always been serious about my life. What I discovered was my purpose became clearer. I'm even more sure of the purpose of my life and what is truly worth living. I feel what's truly worth living should be what's truly worth dying for as well. Yeah, so the purpose is more clear. after that, and I really want to live a meaningful life.
Sure.
Yeah. Then of course, not saying that working in the corporate world is not meaningful.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. At that time, I thought I want something more. I want something more. I want that fulfillment. So I actually went on to, when I left the corporate world, and I was seeking for that purpose, for that meaning. So the first thing I did was actually serve my purpose. That means I do volunteer work, community work. I just want to give
Sure.
that time. That's just my heart, the passion in my heart. And then at the same time, you heard that I went to university and all that, right?
Yes.
So I thought, let's not waste the education. I think I have certain form of capability or competency. Or maybe I can do something because now I have time. Because I wanted flexibility in time, and then I had after I left the corporate world. So I was seeking, and then of course I came upon this business platform that I'm on now. I thought it was a prayer answered. And I said, wow, this is such a great chance for me to try to do something, to build something. And most importantly, it's very in line with the purpose of my life, because on this platform, the only way to move up is to help others to move up together. And I've been on this for 10 years now, and I find that it's such a meaningful journey. I feel money is a byproduct of doing something right. And I think this is to me, it's a perfect platform where I can practice my purpose, and then I can create monetary gain for myself while helping others.
Sure.
So this has been my journey for the last 10 years. And if I were to go and to look back, I really find, wow, I'm so thankful that the paradigm shift happened when I had my surgery, my brain surgery. I start seeking for purpose in life, and I journey through. I'm so enjoying myself, and I think people who bump into me, they always tell me, hey, I feel that you're enjoying yourself. I said, I am.
You feel different, you look different, definitely, right?
And why I want to start with a purpose, because at the point of that bleeding in the brain, I experienced death. And there was so much fear. And I know death will come again one day. And how not to have that fear again? I was seeking for that answer. How not to have that fear again?
Sure.
Is to live every day according to my purpose. Yeah, to serve my faith, my family, and my friends. And I'm just so thankful that I met this business platform.
Sorry, okay.
Yeah.
No, I thought the video was, but it is looking all right. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm just so thankful to have met this business platform.
Sure.
That empowers me to fulfill the purpose in my life.
Yeah, so it's like, because I was going to ask you, like, so what is the greatest difference between then corporate world and now, you have your own, you're into your own business, and that it's been a 10 years journey. I hear that obviously, the most significant difference is that sense of purpose becomes clearer. You're actually leading a more meaningful life. So what exactly do you do nowadays? If you are to describe a typical week, maybe you can share a little bit with us here.
Yeah, sure.
What are you doing nowadays? I mean, mostly,
Let's say before in the corporate world, just like many working class professionals in Singapore, I'm sure, in fact now, I think more people are even more busy.
yes,
There's so many deadlines, there's so many things to do.
troubleshooting
And then when people go on Zoom or go on work from home, it's like endless. Yeah, so I'm sure in both arena, it's still hard work still involved.
yes,
I think this part is the same. And for me, it would be like now, it is really a lot of that means you understand your own value. Because in the company, you have a title, you have a position. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And some people are holding very good position in the company, which are all good.
yes.
And then when it comes to this part of the journey, I felt it was really also understanding your own self-value, your own self-worth. Who are you? What do you believe in? Your purpose in life.
Self-discovery.
Suddenly, this part is become very clear because here is, oh, you're aligned with your company mission, your company identity. Nothing wrong with that. Now, on this part of the journey as an entrepreneur, hey, now it's you. What about you?
Yes.
Yeah. What about you? What do you believe in? What do you want to create?
Sure.
Yeah. What do you want to co-create with others? So this part of the journey, I find is so fulfilling as well because you understand even better about yourself. Yeah. And then you understand about your own self-worth, your own value.
Yes.
And even without a title in a company, wow, you're still standing tall and proud of yourself. Yeah, and on what you can give back to the society, yeah, what you can do to help your team, because on this platform, you grow your team and then you learn and rise up as a leader.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's slightly hard work is involved.
Yes.
Yet,
Similar.
wow, that part about you yourself, discovering yourself, improving yourself, learning again, relearn again, unlearn certain things.
Yes, yes.
I think that's just so exciting and adventurous, which I am still learning today.
And such a valuable experience because I don't think many people would have the opportunity because
Yes.
they could be caught in a rat race and
Yeah.
you know, like you say, everything thinking about the company, about the corporate life.
Yeah,
Not very, everyone is
nothing
able.
wrong also.
Yes, yes, of course.
Nothing wrong also.
Yes.
It's just that I feel, wow, life is about, if you can, I thought this part of the experience is so valuable. Money cannot buy. We can go to we can pay for a course on, to learn, maybe a university or
Yes,
a course
yes.
to do some degree or some course. But wow, this is real experience.
Yes.
And nobody can take that away from you.
Definitely.
Yeah, and your personal growth, your development.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that part is just so exciting.
Very, very. Thank you, Wei Wei. Thank you. You know, I'm reading someone's comment here. Yes, purpose of life is and must be clear. I'm still blur like sotong. I saw this from our dear friend. No, yeah. So anyway, yeah. Welcome everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, and welcome to Monday Forum presented by Arcsphere 1969. If you have just joined us online, my name is Stephanie.
I'm Wei Wei.
Yes, I'm so glad that you are tuning in.
Thank you.
We've got quite a fair bit of audience today. I'm so excited to see everyone. Hi, Phyllis. Jeffrey, hi Jeffrey, Sister Wei Wei, 加油, Jeffrey. Tammy, hello. Thank you for watching. Yeah, we promise you a good time, a good 1 hour here tonight. Yeah, so I posted that first question, and Wei Wei has shared already. Within just a short few minutes, she has shared so much of herself, and I think we will kind of like just throw questions back and forth.
Yeah.
So I'll just pass the mic over to Wei Wei.
Okay.
I believe that she
I
will
think
have
you
something to
didn't know,
ask me.
you and your husband, you didn't know when I begin on this platform, both of you, to me, you're like, wow, if I can get there to where you are, I said, wow, I said that's the right direction. Yeah, full of admiration
Thank you
and
so much.
respect. Yeah, and to me, you epitomize the new era of a successful woman.
Thank
With
you.
your husband, both of you built a wonderful business. And then at the same time, you are a wonderful mom to your 2 children. I have had meals with your children. And I said, how do you know the parenthood works? You look at the fruit, you look at the children. Yeah, I think, you are a wonderful mom. And then
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Very humble.
and you are a wonderful sister, daughter, and you are a leader, a mentor to your team. Yeah, so I want to know, where do you draw your energy from? Because
Where do I
all
draw?
this role in life requires energy.
Thank you, Wei Wei. I want to make it as lighthearted as possible, but yeah, it's really also a very serious question that I really want to share my story, because I've learned so much throughout the whole journey. And Wei Wei was asking about there are so many roles that we are juggling. And first of all, I am like all other ladies out there. I'm a working mom, and I do my best. Really, I like all of you out there, I'm sure. So there's so much room to learn, so much to improve, and that is why I feel it's so important to be like constantly being able to really learn from successful people like definitely like Wei Wei, because tonight I'm actually here to really listen to her stories and to hear from her. It's so important that there's always room for improvement. And then you were asking me about this whole, we play so many roles in our daily life, and it's a constant juggle, like many people say. And so where do you get the energy, right? I think I want to address that juggling bit first. Because I think, before we talk about juggling, it's also we really need to sit down and ask ourselves, to me, like, how long more do you want to constantly be, in this whole act of juggling, like juggling nonstop? So to address that, right, is always, I feel, very importantly, down to the choices that one make. Yeah, and really looking at your priority. Yeah, so, because if all of us, I think we are always very caught up in our work.
Sure.
And then we kind of like just get, every day just pass by like that. We don't have time to take a step back.
So true.
Yes, and then kind of reflect on what kind of life do we exactly want to live, and then make that kind of informed decision and choices.
An arrangement.
Yes. So when you have made those choices, when all the choices are in place, you will then realize that, hey, you will not be caught in, you no longer be caught in such a juggling act anymore. Like, not so much of a juggling here and there, because you kind of like make the right choices. And then of course the energy and 会比较顺, if I can put it that way. So I want to stress that it's really about really taking a step back first and looking at your choices in life. And I want to share my personal story and journey on this bit. Before I actually embarked on the entrepreneurship journey with my husband, I was actually a very typical 上班族. So, in fact, I was a workaholic. My whole life is like really, just non-stop working till late night, until my husband always have to call me and say that, are you done? When are you coming home? This happened all the way until I gave birth to my eldest son. Yeah, and it's just I didn't know what was I thinking about, because I thought that, hey, my life is just work, So, but you go on to the next stage of life, and then you become a mother. And I'm sure, all the mummies out there, you will be able to relate to what I'm going to share next. Because once my eldest son was born, I feel like, hey, now I want to be a good mummy, but I don't want to give up on my career. Yeah. So I was thinking of all ways, at that time. Well, maybe I should speak to my ex-boss, then to discuss about some flexible working arrangement. Don't forget, this is my elder son is this year 17 years old.
Wow.
So it's 17 years ago that flexible arrangement still 还没有这么流行. Yeah, it was a very new, kind of like approach. But I was very grateful, because my ex-boss actually gave a thought about it, and he said that, yes, I think let's do it. So what happened is I ended up working like say 2 to 3 days from home, and then 2 days in the office, But in the end, right, what happened was it became worse. Yeah, I believe there are many working mummies who have the opportunity to be now working from home because of the COVID situation. You thought that, you'll be able to, because wow, what a luxury to be able to take care, especially a young baby, and then to be able to work and to take care of your work at home. But no, it is really a struggle, mentally and physically, because that the baby needs your attention. So it was like draining my energy, really mentally, very, very, very stressful. So, what happened is when my husband was the one who started to build a business. 18 years ago, he found a business opportunity, and then he said, let's give it a try. And then what happened is, I think when we started the entrepreneurship journey, right, we were given a piece of very valuable advice. That is, you need to do what you need to do first. Then you're able, at the later stage of your life, be able to do what you can enjoy and take care of, a lot of other so-called aspects of your life. So that was exactly what we did, okay, to make that choice. I remember shortly after, because we say give ourselves a few years, 2 to 3 years, to build a good foundation in the business. And then after that, what happened was we actually have our son stay with my in-law for that few short years. And for some mummies, I know there are some people who did, but a lot of mummies at that time were telling me, hey, what kind of mummy you are? You're a weekend mummy. This is no good. You'll be missing out a lot of milestones. At that point, I think, we just asked ourselves, do you want to miss that few milestones just maybe for that short 2 years, or some people actually miss their children's milestone all the way, So it's really taking that step to ensure that we are doing the things that we need to do first. And then after that, our business start to, we kind of like started to build the business. We lay a very solid foundation. And, after a short few years, we were able to have that, time freedom and flexibility to kind of like turn back and to take care of so many other things in our life. So, when you ask me like, where do I have the energy? I think really it goes back to, not trying to seek that energy, but rather to really make choices in life, and then do what you need to do first. And then after that, you realize that, you go on to be able to, just take care of so many things. And you're not in a constant struggle to just, in a juggling act always. I mean, that to me, that choices is very important first.
So you make the choices. Actually, not only just entrepreneurship journey,
Yes.
even people who are working, a lot of time they also only get to see their children during the weekend.
Yes, I remember.
I do see that as well.
Yes.
I think what's difference is for you, after 2 to 3 years, you actually have more flexibility in time. And in fact, later after that, you have all the time to spend with them. They are with you all the time. And I can see how close they are with you and your husband.
Yeah, until now, like I always say, it's a bit too much for them. I mean, they still enjoy it. It becomes like it's quite a natural thing. Like a lot of people say that, hey, your kids are so kind of like so big already, but it's quite natural for them to be like, still enjoying your company. Obviously, they are typical teenagers. Like, they wouldn't want to like, obviously constantly going back. But most of the time, I think they enjoy our company, I must say. So that's something that I really value. I really enjoy.
So that short 2 to 3 years of adjustment, just a little bit of arrangement. And then later on, you have the flexibility in time. You have a business and you have your family.
Yes.
So I thought, that's why I always feel, wow, that's so beautiful.
Thank you. We are. Our title is A Beautiful Life today.
To me, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yes.
And of course, before being that beautiful, there's a little bit of just short-term sacrifice.
Yes.
And actually, Singapore is not that big after all.
Yes.
It's not like your children is in another country.
Exactly.
It's just at another home. But then weekend, you get to see them again.
Yes. I was, I was always telling people the very first night that I left my son at my in-laws' place. When I was going back, I was like tearing non-stop. Then now that you look back, it's so silly. I mean, it's like, why was I tearing and crying all the way? But they turned out well, and I'm so thankful to have the support of my in-laws and my parents, to have that support system. Yeah. So I think, it's really not to get caught up in this whole rat race and take a step back and really reflect on the choices that you make, and don't get caught up in that whole, because if not, you'll be constantly juggling your whole life without understanding what you want. I think that's very important.
And then before you know it, life passes you by.
And that's it. Yeah.
Because time passes so fast nowadays.
Yes. So I think maybe we stop here at the moment.
Okay.
I just want to take a look at people who are online. Yes, hello, Eileen. Yes. Oh, hi, Xiao Yan Jie. Xiao Yan Jie is a very close family friend of mine. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for, your presence tonight. I hope you are enjoying Our conversation here, we are actually, on this program called Monday Forum, presented by Uxphere 1969. And I have Wei Wei here today. I'm so happy
Thank you.
that she's joining me, tonight in this conversation where we are sharing our perspective on our life, so many different areas.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much for having me back here.
Thank you, Wei Wei. So shall we move on?
Okay.
So I kind of like lost track, because I talk and talk and talk, and then I suddenly don't know where I'm supposed to ask you the next question, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Audiences, if you have nothing to do, you can also maybe give me a thumbs up online. Okay, yeah. Wei Wei, yes, I want to talk a little bit more about entrepreneurship. Because, when we talk about entrepreneurship, right, we know that it's hard work. It's not the typical clocking your 9 to 5. So can you just share with us a little bit more? What's so great about being an entrepreneur? And I think very importantly tonight, I actually added a question, an additional question. And what advice can you give to young women out there who are looking to start their own business? Yeah.
Thank you. For me, when I was working for the first part of the answer, I have never found an easy job.
Okay.
I think all my work, it has been really full commitment, really working hard and do a good job.
Right.
Yeah. So I think this part, hard work is given.
It's like it's already.
If you want to do well in certain things,
I think everything requires.
I think everything requires hard work.
Yes.
Okay, then of course I move on to become an entrepreneur. And like, I feel at that time when I started, of course, I'm not going to tell everyone, hey, it's so easy. So there's adjustment, definitely.
Yes.
And I don't have a family where my parents are entrepreneur. I think I'm like the first generation entrepreneur. And my dad works with the government.
Okay.
Yeah. So back then, I recall, because I saw your question and I rewind, flashback. I'm sure there's fear. Now, it's not like you go into the office. Of course, you go to the office, sometimes you have fear. So this one never do, that one never do.
Deadline and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now on this journey now, I'm sure sometimes we are unsure. Sometimes we have fear. Yeah. Sometimes we are not sure. Unsure meaning, is this right? Is this the right path for me? And of course, there would be different opinion. Next thing, what other people say, what other people think. Yeah. So in the beginning, okay, let's say you are on a job. Okay, some people have some opinion and almost you change job, But then now you're on this journey. In the beginning, most of the time, it's on your own.
Sure.
Of course, on the business platform, sometimes you have a team, sometimes you have a mentor with you. My path was quite unique in a sense that it's almost on my own.
Sure.
And then, of course, my husband has been such a supportive pillar, with me. And it's a lot of deep soul searching as well. Okay, and then there will be, I won't call them challenges now, I would call lessons to learn. And I made a decision that I want to be a learner.
Right.
Yeah. So I said, well, no matter whatever that happens, I'm going to learn from the experience. And what I find so exciting is, for once, I felt like, I get a chance, an opportunity in my life to get my hands dirty, to try to create something.
Wow. Yes.
Actually, that excites me a lot. Yeah. Of course, just like you're going to go on a roller coaster ride, you're excited, and at the same time, you're nervous. Yeah. That's also the feeling. Yeah, so that's also the feeling back then. Okay, I'm not saying that I don't have the feeling now. I still do, because I want to grow, and I say, hey, now this is where I've come to.
Where do I bring it?
Where do I go next? Is another roller coaster ride again. Yeah, so there's always fear, there's always excitement, there's always a little bit unsure and all. But I feel that after the 10 years, one thing that has become better is I'm even more sure. I'm even more sure of this path and the direction that I want to go.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm even more sure I want to help even more people.
That's great.
Yeah, because I feel like, wow, when I started, someone encouraged me. Now I feel with the experience I have, I want to help. I want to be the person who encourage others. And when I started, many people didn't give up on me and many people believe in me. I was like, how can you believe in me when when I'm so new and I'm not even sure, but so many people said they believe in me, that I can do it. And then now I want to be that person to many other people. And it's just so exciting with bare hands.
Yes.
And then just
Create.
try, just create and co-create together.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
And along the journey, I see someone who say they are fear, oh, wait, I'm fearful, or they say, can or not. And then I say, yes, you try, let's try. And then I see people improve. Wow, that is so satisfying. Yeah, so, and very importantly, of course, this path, since you created it, you own it.
Yes.
So that is definitely one big difference with a work.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a work. I always say that nothing
Definitely.
wrong with a
Yes,
work.
yes,
But
yeah.
this is yours.
Yes.
Yeah, this is yours. So next is advice to people. I really, really want to tell you to have courage.
So important.
To have courage. Because I definitely have been through what you are going through. And I'm sure I will also still go through.
Sure.
Yeah, so even like lately as I was reflecting and the word came to me, have courage. Have courage. Pick up that courage. Yeah, to just try. And then sometimes when we are down, I do experience that moment as well. And then I'll come down and I ask myself, what can be worse than now?
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
What can be worse than now? And what if I don't stop trying? So one thing that I feel that helped me besides courage, curiosity. I say, what if I just keep trying again? What if I try again? I'm so curious. What am I going to meet? It's like playing the card game again.
yeah,
What's
like,
the next
what's the
card?
next one?
What's the next card? So courage, curiosity. And the third thing is to have that, to dare to dream, to dream again.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes we get so busy, even as an entrepreneur, we may lose that dream also.
Forget.
Forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No courage to dream anymore, maybe.
Yeah. Or where suddenly COVID came.
Yeah, and
We are
then-
busy.
Yes.
That day I also get reminded, it was my dream. Okay, go back to my dream book again. And actually, when I went back, I realized a few dreams have come true. Wow. I say, the power of human being is we can dream.
Yes.
And then write again. So for the young people, never lose, never lose that, never forget to dream.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
write it down again. Yeah, have courage, have curiosity, have to dream again and be a learner. That was what I made a decision to be. I say my full-time job is a learner.
Fantastic.
No matter what happened, it's a chance for me to learn. No matter what happened, I'll never give up learning. It's a chance for me to learn and I'll continue to go on. And of course, the beauty of our platform is there is no capital risk.
Yes. Yeah.
And to me, wow, that's the most beautiful thing. I just keep trying. I just keep trying.
Nothing to lose.
Yeah. Just like, for example, okay, I'm not good at playing game. Totally not good at all. I love books and all that. I'm not good at playing game. Game has life, right?
Yes.
You die and then you get life and then you play again.
Yes.
We are on a platform where you have unlimited life. You die and then you play again.
That's very well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
like
yes, exactly.
I say, never mind. I have unlimited life to try to play this game. So I said, oh, just keep playing. Just keep trying. So I want to encourage people out there. If you have dream, or you don't go back and think again. Have courage. If you think of trying, try. And then if something happen, be curious. What can be better? Try again. Have dream again, and then keep learning.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really good. I think I've seen people picking up so many keywords from you already. It's like recapping. Thank you so much for that. I think it's so important because I wrote it down myself later part of the conversation to be like, to be that learner, really, learning for life is so important now, especially in the current, context that we are living in.
Yeah.
So that's so important.
It is, of course, like now, I'm sure we all go through the emotional roller coaster.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Many people, yes.
Whether you're entrepreneur or not, whether you're just on life journey, even in family matters, in work matters,
Everything.
there
Yep.
will be emotional roller coaster, and learning and have courage and be curious. That all involve the emotional journey.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel over the 10 years, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but I get to understand my own emotion better.
Better.
Yeah, and I get to learn about myself, and I ask myself, why am I feeling so disappointed? Then there are things to learn. Like, for example, I learned that, okay, we can be disappointed by situations, circumstance, people, but being discouraged is a choice.
Yes,
It's a
yes,
choice that
yes.
we can make.
Yes.
Yeah, we can, this didn't turn out as what we expect, but it's okay. We don't have to be discouraged until defeated.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so lessons like this. And then in the end, you realize life is still just so beautiful again.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Go back to, I think, because you really kind of keep emphasizing throughout your journey, right? That whole self-discovery is so amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's really about learning about yourself is so important, knowing what you want. And then you mentioned about your own value as well. It's really to be able to have the opportunity, to have the time, sometimes even, I think, to have the environment or people around you to help you kind of like also
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
discover that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you may not know that you're able to do
you
that.
just reminded me,
Yeah.
yes, one more important point. Learn from the right people.
That's so important.
I'm so blessed in my life in the sense that I meet people who energize me, and I get sensitive when I meet people who de-energize me. Then I know, okay, I have to be conscious. Yeah, so being around people who give you energy is so important.
Sure.
Who assure you, who not to curry flavor you, but it is to encourage you.
Yes.
Yeah, real friends who really care about you and who really love to see you succeed. I think that is so important, and I feel I'm blessed
Yes.
to have friends who are like that in this journey.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so it's so important. So learn from people who energize you, and be careful if your energy level is not that good yet. Then don't always keep going back to things or people who de-energize you.
Yes, yes, yeah. Learn, yeah. Know how to manage that part, and
Yeah.
know where you stand and which group of people are you kind of like.
Yeah, be aware of that.
Yeah, that's very important. Thank you, Wei Wei. And so, I just have to say hello to our audience online
hello.
again. Yes, yes. We are like part 2 of our conversation here. It's a beautiful life. Monday Forum at Uxphere 1969. Thank you for tuning in once again. And really, really, I'm seeing so many comments tonight. Thank you for your active participation.
you.
Very encouraging. And continue. We'll be moving on. I think next, I believe Wei Wei has a question for me.
Yeah. Okay. I know you have a stellar career, corporate career, before you turn an entrepreneur. Okay. And of course, in whichever arena, whether in career, corporate career, and then entrepreneurship, we always talk about success. Okay. Now that you're an entrepreneur, do you see any difference in terms of success? Because some may say, hey, you can still achieve success in your corporate career. That's
Definitely.
nothing wrong
Yes.
with that. And then for you is, why do you persist on this entrepreneurship path?
Yeah, actually, I picked up something that you already mentioned just now. So I think that's why we are both on this journey, because, yes, like you rightly put it, nothing wrong with attaining corporate success. I think we all came from that side, of things. And it doesn't mean that because, now that we are entrepreneurs, we are more superior in terms of that level of
Yes,
success.
yes.
I think everyone should really deserve that pat on the shoulder, be it you are like a corporate employee or entrepreneur and you attain certain level of success, because it really comes with your hard work and your own belief and persistency and things like that. But I think one thing that is so important, which you have also mentioned, is really, it is something when we are talking about building a business, your own business, you actually can, it's truly yours.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and really building something from scratch. It is something that, your company cannot take away from you. I know a lot of people will say that, oh yeah, I project manage. For example, that was what I was doing in my previous career. You kind of like start a project from scratch as well, right? So you create something as well. But I think the important thing is at the end of the day, that end result, it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to your boss and your company. So it's really that ownership. I think that is really one significant, difference in terms of that success. Again, we want to stress that it's not about whether, it's more superior success, but I think that bit of difference, is most important, because I truly own something that I built ourselves, like together with my husband.
So beautiful,
Yeah,
isn't it?
and I think the other one is, I'm not saying generally speaking, I think if you have a chance to really give it a shot at entrepreneurship, you really can grow as to be a more all-rounded person.
Actually, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying, of course, in our corporate career, we are sent to different courses, a lot of things, but I realize it's really about skill sets. When you throw yourself into building a business on your own, you are really having to pick up so many things. Skills, of course, is one part of things, but I think more important is really about that personal development. About that interaction with other people, your people-to-people relationship.
True.
Yeah, and then how do you, if you put yourself in a leadership position, how do you actually, work with your team, the teamwork and things like that. So I think that is really the very valuable aspect of so-called success to me, because really I've seen more personal growth in myself and so many people in the team who's working alongside with us. Very valuable. Yeah, really, I think the end, what we want to achieve is really about, besides building a good business, is really becoming an all-rounded, successful person. That part of success, I feel, is something that is quite different from the corporate side of success. Yeah.
I think for us, we experience the corporate world, and then for different reasons, we come to entrepreneurship journey, and we felt even more fulfillment. Can I say that?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Greater sense of
And
fulfillment.
it makes life even more beautiful.
Yes, beautiful. It's a beautiful life. Yes.
Yeah. So I really encourage, with your life testimony and what I've been through, I really encourage people to try.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yes, really nothing to lose, like we always say. Yeah. And I think, you were asking about then, why do we persist, right, on with entrepreneurship? I think really very importantly is, we heard this saying, when you own your own livelihood, you basically really kind of like, you will be truly free. Yeah, I think, again, do not leave your hands with your bosses or the company, but being able to, when you're building something on your own, when you're your own boss, you're basically being able to take charge of your own life. Especially I think with the COVID situation, we hear so many stories, right? People who are like retrenched, who maybe have spent so many years building their career, very successful, career, but because of the COVID situation, overnight they get retrenched and everything is gone.
Yeah,
so
this part, because it's still a work after all, right?
yes,
It's still a job after
yes,
all.
it's still a job,
Yeah.
So it's really about and when I look at that, right, it's also quite scary, and it's like, wow, we were saying that
Just so thankful, right?
Yeah, so thankful that we actually made the decision to be our own boss 18 years ago. Because can you imagine, I'm 45 this year, my husband is in his 50s. Actually, we belong to that so-called high risk category, the midlife crisis. If I'm still in the corporate world, I can imagine that I would be probably the first few to be, maybe called into the office. Likelihood, I mean, so we're hearing stories like that. And, I remember my husband sharing with me, when he started to build the business. And one thing that he always share is like, he don't have to worry about having to look for
So
the
true.
next job again.
so true.
You can imagine that maybe for some people out there, you are in your 20s, you may not feel that sense of crisis because you think that you're still young. But what happened is, now that we are seeing with this pandemic situation, you never know there's going to be another crisis that's going to happen. It's always about thinking ahead. What do you want to do with your life, right? Because in your 20s, yes, you can be a bit more, you have room to play with. We always hear this, how do they describe? When you're 20, you are like a motorbike, more flexible. When you hit like a roadblock, right? You kind of like, when you want to make a turn, it's quite easy still for a motorbike, right? But when you're in your 20s, okay, you start to, maybe I will describe you as a car.
30s,
So,
you mean?
30s, right? Or 30s, yes. So you kind of like a bit bigger, a bit more difficult, a bit more bulky. And then 40, 50, it becomes like a bus or 坦克车, So you can't even, if you can't even tilt properly. So it's really scary when you are faced with this kind of situation and you have no control. Like I'm hearing so many stories, where people are who are still working. So I think why we persisted in really I think it's really about having to be able to take charge of our own life.
Sure.
And then the part about when you're in charge, then you will be truly free. We basically really believe in that, and that is so important. So like what Wei Wei say also again, because it's so different now. You can just give it a shot. There's nothing to lose. Just give it a try with doing your own business. Give it a shot, because what we always encourage our friends to do is, at the end of the day, if it's something that you don't like it, at least you experience it, at least you've tried.
Yes, try.
And then what's the worst case? Go back to your
Work.
day job. I mean, go back to looking for a job, but
Yeah.
at least, or try it.
Try both.
Try both.
Have your
Yes.
work and then try.
Which is what a lot of people are doing now,
Yeah.
because there's, it's so different now, the environment, and it's exactly what, you kind of like start a side hustle.
Yeah.
Just experiment and see whether you feel you like it or not. Have a sense of like, is it something for you? Yes. So, that is why I think, we really persisted on the this whole journey of entrepreneurship.
And I think you and your husband, your family, such a good testimony about this entrepreneurship journey that you are on, that we are on this business platform. Because truly is all these years, just this business.
It's been 18 years. And like for yourself, it's been 10
years.
10 years.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
More than 10 years. So,
more than 10 years.
So it's such a good testimony.
Thank you. Okay, so part two. Part two done. Is like, why am I segmenting it so clearly? But we are moving on to part three of our conversation. Hello and welcome once again, everyone.
Welcome.
Hello
everyone. I think
Hello, Barbara.
Most importantly,
Hello.
we are here to
Sharon.
encourage others.
Yes,
with our
if you
little
are-
experience.
Yes, you have any, comments, if you feel very much for what we have just shared, we would really love to hear from you as well. Yes. I have a question now for Wei Wei, moving on. I'm going to throw you two words.
Okay.
Woman and aging. What comes to mind? Can you share with me a little bit more when you hear these two, woman and aging? Yep.
Beauty.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just so thankful. I don't know how to tell other people. I'm just so thankful I'm created a woman.
Yes.
I enjoy everything about being a woman.
Me too. High five.
Not a feminist.
Yes, not
but
a feminist.
I just enjoy being a woman, and I just find that the creator is so cute, creating us in this manner.
Cute, kawaii.
I just find I enjoy everything about being a woman. And to me, the word aging, I don't look at years as years. I look at it as time. And I'm just so thankful for the time given in life. So it's every time when I look at the numbers of years, I I don't look at it as age, if you know what I'm trying to say here.
Yes.
It is amount of time that I have. And I'm looking
How
forward
you-
to how much more time that I'll be given. So I appreciate the time. And if you dissect it to years, and then months, and then weeks, and then days, and I want them, all this time that I have, to be beautiful. Yeah, to be filled with love, joy, peace. Yeah. So nobody is going to stop chronological aging.
Yes,
The
yes.
clock is ticking.
Yep.
We are coming to our 1 hour soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
fast.
so that happens to everybody. And I still recall, let's say like in my 20s, I also felt like, oh, like in the late 20s, you feel that 30 is coming, it's like almost the end of the world.
Yes, yes,
And
yeah,
then
I remember that as
even
well.
back then, oh, I asked myself, why am I feeling this? And I said, this means, yeah, I'm going to have this kind of experience at every cycle.
Yes.
Oh, I said,
Call it the milestone.
that's going to be crazy. So then I asked myself, what exactly is a fear? Yeah. So I said, I need to have a new definition of age. To me, it's time. And once I have that cleared, I say, wow, I'm going to be so thankful for all the time that I'm given. Of course, my life experience in terms of experiencing life and death really reassure that definition that I have is about the time. It's such great time that we're going to have, and we're going to experience this time of
Yes.
life
How
together.
do you live
Yeah.
that time, right? Very important.
Yeah, and as a woman, we're going to go through all the decades of life. And I think beauty at every decade is still there.
Yes.
Yeah, to live out that beauty is how we live a beautiful life.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I enjoy myself.
Yes.
And so women and aging, yeah, it means beautiful life. It
Yes.
means meaningful life.
Yes.
It means it still can be so great.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna be so thankful, which I am.
And looking forward, right?
Looking forward.
To that. Yeah.
Looking forward.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to share my
Yeah. So
take on.
your take on women and aging.
Yes, I want to start by saying that I'm 45 this year. I'm proud to be 45. I'm so excited, actually about what's to come. Because I think, our generation is so different from our mom's generation. I think more opportunities out there. The environment is very different as well. It wasn't the case that during my mom's time, she would want to be only confine herself to doing certain things. But I think it was because opportunities were not available, and then the environment was very different. And oh yeah, sorry, it's cut off. Yeah. Okay, you want to bring some water? Thank you. Cheers. Network with technology is always sometimes yeah, sometimes not very often. 你讲的太精彩了，那个电被扫到。I have to. Oh yeah, no. Okay, never mind. Then we restart. Okay. Okay. Wow. Actually, we have very good turnout today. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. 等一下哈，我在哪里？ then we wanted to, each of us, to share what comes to
I
mind.
saw an audience say
Yeah.
that equates nagging.
Oops, who is that? Oh, you mean you can read the words there?
No, I mean, I
Oh,
saw.
yeah, okay. I'm like, okay. I'm like, wow, nagging. No, okay. Yeah. So, I just started sharing about that, right? I was like, I was talking about, I'm 45 this year. I'm loving it. I'm so excited about, all the things to come because really, it's very different. Like I was sharing just now, very different times that we are living in as compared to our mom's age. More opportunity. The environment is very different. I think, during their time, if they are in their 40s, they probably will be, almost facing retirement, or they'll be thinking like, oh, do I have to then just stay at home and take care of my children? Although it's always, I always have great admiration and respect for homemakers.
Yes,
but
yes, totally.
it's a personal choice.
That's right.
Yeah, but what I want to say is, but there are so many more opportunities available if you want to do something more.
Yes, that's
right. So I think it's so important, and I totally agree with Wei Wei. When she talked about that learning and curious, that was what actually I reminded myself when we're talking about the aging part as well. We are like every year, so it's really to continue. No matter that learning bit, it doesn't just it's not like a privilege to the young people. I think all the more important, as we grow older,
At every
age, we have to be constantly curious, like you say, and really, constantly be a learner, like you say, learner for life. It's so beautiful because only when you learn, I feel. I want to interject with something because I see that many young ladies, I think it's also because of social media, like TV, influence from the media as well. They feel they get into depression because they feel that they are losing their beauty because of the aging process. So I feel all the more, I really want to stress that, when you talk about this whole woman aging and all, I just want to interject by saying that the beauty is really, is not just the physical beauty. It's really that inner beauty. And when we say inner beauty, you actually can attain that by, being curious, like you learn new things. That's where you become more confident, because I think confidence would be your greatest beauty accessories. So it's so important, I feel, as part of the so-called aging process, that we remind ourselves to be constantly learning and be curious and make ourselves better and better. And I also want to share with everyone out there, not just to the ladies, but to the boyfriends and the husband who are listening in here. I think, it's so important that when you're looking for a partner, you have to choose a partner, that
Appreciate you.
Yes, put the priority. Their priority is to make sure that you become a better version of yourself every year. And then that self, motive, each other, encourage each other to be better and better. It's so important. And I really, say this from the bottom of my heart. And I want to really take this opportunity to, thank my husband, Ho Chong, because, I am who I am today. I'm looking quite okay, right?
Very good.
Okay. Thank you, Wei Wei. not just the physical, but, in terms of really so many things that's been internalized in me. Actually, he gave me $100 lah. So I'm just saying this advertisement.
Only 500.
Yeah, only 500. Actually, I say 100, then you say 500. Okay, I think I'll go back to him and say more. But really, I want to thank him because, I am who I am today is really because of my husband's encouragement. I think for the longest time when I reflect on my whole journey, I was really a workaholic. If I have never embarked on this journey and he hasn't encouraged and even at times really pushed me along, I can imagine someone say naggy, right? I would imagine I will be that naggy 45-year-old mommy to my children and just thinking about work nonstop, So it's so important to, be able to have that partner to also encourage and motivate you along, as we grow. Oh, someone is so excited with it's okay. So that is the other one that I want to share. And I want to say really embrace aging, because we must learn to age gracefully, really, eat well, exercise, Really, this whole process is actually it's a natural process. No one can avoid it. But I think it's important to be able to age gracefully and learn to like all these lines that are appearing on your face also lah. Of course, take good care. But all these lines, I feel I need to be proud of it because they are collective
But you look
lines
good.
of wisdom. Thank you. You look very good as well.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm an ornament on the Christmas
say
tree
that,
there
please.
today. Yeah, so really embrace aging, and I really also I enjoy being a woman, and if I have a choice, my next life I also want to be a woman again. Yeah, yeah. So that was just like quite a fun, I think, question lah that we want to throw in. Yeah, we would love to hear from you. Do you have anything to share with us on if we throw you these two words, woman and aging? What comes to mind? Share with us. Yeah. So I think. Oh, actually, you are supposed to ask me a question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because time flies so fast. It's been an hour. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so it's an exciting time. All right, so I think it's your question there, Stephanie.
Oh, is it? Is my
Because
question?
you're supposed to ask me.
Oh dear. Is it like? Oh yes. Okay, we are just enjoying the conversation so much that because and then we are kind of like we didn't have alcohol. This is very healthy drink, and somehow we are quite high now and forgetting our question. Yeah, it's not soju or anything. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I have one last question for Wei Wei. It's a very exciting phase that we're in now, and because, like I said, the environment is so different. Opportunities, so many opportunities. How do you think young women today can reshape the future?
I think to begin with, I'll start with myself, my
Sure,
own
sure,
journey,
yeah.
my own experience. To remember to love yourself.
Very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the selfish kind of love and the self-centered kind of love. When I exercise, I say I do it because I love myself. When I eat healthy, I do it because I love myself. When I go and sleep earlier, because I love myself. And then when we have that love, we can then give love because we cannot give what we don't have. So
Yes.
when you have that love, you can give love.
Yes.
And women are created to be more detailed, to be able to adapt,
Yeah.
to take care of all the little things.
Yes.
So can you imagine a generation of girls who have love for themselves, who are confident, who know their self-worth, who are there to love their family, love their parents, to give love to others. This community will be so beautiful, right?
Yes.
This is how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to remember to love yourself. So when you are full inside, you are very beautiful.
Wow.
To have confidence, to know your own self-value, self-worth, and then to love more, to take care of more.
And that's how you can touch really so many people's life because of that love, right? Wow.
Yeah, be confident, to have that confidence to know that you are truly loved. Yeah. So from there, I think that's firstly inside we are full. When we are full, we can give love, give more love. And I think to me, to do well in anything, I usually like to quote the example that I went through. My neurosurgeon, because when you do a brain surgery, you need to shave the hair, right? So before we go on to the brain surgery, before that, I still remember my eyes, I lost my vision because of the bleeding. Then in my blinded vision, I asked him, do you need to shave my hair to do the brain surgery? He said yes. And then I screamed and I cried so loudly. At the verge of death, I still treasure my hair.
Yeah, very beautiful hair.
Thank you.
Yes.
Then he said he hear my crying and my hysterical, and my crying, my wailing.
Yes.
He was so fearful to tell me, yes, I need to shave your hair. But he feels me and he didn't shave all of my hair. He said, do not worry, I will take as little as I can. And he waited until I fall asleep after the anesthesia. So I didn't witness the shaving of the hair. So that painful memory was not in my mind. And then he took as little as he can, and he did like an undercut. And then after that, when
Cannot cover.
I can put down my hair down, so can cover the shaven
very
part.
skillful. Okay.
So I immediately felt like a revelation that this is the difference between a good doctor and a great doctor.
Definitely.
A great
yes.
doctor do it with love.
Yes, yes.
So I said the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to be a great one. I'm going to do it with love. I don't know what yet at that time, but I say whatever I'm going to do next, I'm going to do with love.
Wow.
Yeah, so then as I journey on that, I said, oh, to do that with love, I must first have love. Because we cannot give what we don't have.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and a lot of time we see like teenage girls issue or even any age issues. It's because girls feel so low self-worth.
Yes.
They don't have that love maybe from outside or things like that. So I feel that if you have that love and you know that you are so loved,
Yes.
you are so beautiful, then you have confidence and you can bring positive impact
Yes.
to the community, to the people around you, starting from your family, your spouse, yeah, and your children. So I thought that's one advice I want to give.
Wow, that's a very great advice. I really wasn't expecting this, but I think it's really, I will remember it for a long time because, yeah, it's really about having, that love and, wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I always remind myself. Yeah. I take good care of myself because I love myself.
I
Yes.
love myself. I love myself.
Because sometimes we neglect ourselves so much because there's so many things to do, right?
Yes,
We give until there's nothing left, nothing for us anymore. So we have to remember to love ourselves also.
Sure. Yeah. I'll remember that, definitely. Thank you so much. Yes. So, we are like part 4 of the conversation. We are at the tail end.
Yeah, so I think there's a question for you.
Yes, there's a question for me.
So what's your definition of happiness? You're someone to me who has it all.
Yes. Actually, we kind of like wanted to, because we're talking about it's a beautiful life and all, we kind of want to end it on this note, right? And to also kind of, share with everyone our thought on this is, I just want to go back to relate, back to what we have been talking about. I think especially, when you talk about definition of happiness, I think firstly, we must always remember that there's so much more to life than work. Very, very important. You don't get caught up in your work just to, think about, going to work to earn that salary and to pay bill, because life is really more than that. Life is a great adventure. Like Wei Wei has shared so many things and so many things waiting for us to uncover. So we must remember, that it's really not about just work, because I think, and we have shared many little stories just now earlier also, because 90% of our problems are all, created because of the fact that we were too caught up with our work. And a lot of people become unhappy, right, because of work. And I see very clearly, and I hear so many stories during the circuit breaker. And you'll find this very familiar because, when we have that 2 months together as a family, I'm hearing from busy mummies and busy daddies or even grandparents that they felt that was the best 2 months of their life, because previously they were very busy, mom and dad who were just too caught up with their work. They didn't have time to even have like a simple thing like enjoying a meal with their children or spending time with their parents. And these are little things in life that I think, when you talk about what's the definition of happiness, is exactly that. You make time for your family, your friends. You mentioned about community. It's all these little pockets of things that are around you that you need to go and kind of like spend time with, and that is where you get really the sense of happiness. I feel that is really, really very, very important. Yeah, if you were to you've talked about that. And I think the other point about, the definition of happiness, to be happy, is really, again, very importantly at this time, we're talking about feeling hopeful and be able to give hope, which I know a lot of times we are still in a very difficult, I think Singapore, we are kind of more blessed. We are in a better
Yeah.
position than many other countries.
Yes, very
Like in the
thankful.
US and all, still so many people are struggling. But so when I say hope, it's almost like an understatement. It's really about, because not many people are feeling so hopeless and so helpless now. So I'm just so thankful that I'm still being able to be in the position to kind of like, I'm feeling hopeful about the years to come, being able to, very excited about what's going to happen, be in a position to, kind of like you mentioned about, the opportunity to still learn about new things and, unlearn, relearn, embrace all the things that's coming and do it together with like long-time friends and young people around us. I think that is really the true definition of happiness. So, I'm not too sure what our audience feel. What's your definition of happiness? We would love to hear from you. Yes. So that is what I have to share on our last point. And we've come to the end of our conversation. Time flies.
Time flies.
It's been an hour over, and I really want to thank Wei Wei for your time.
Thank you too.
I'm not too sure. Do you have anything else to share with the audience in closing before we end our conversation?
Yeah, very importantly, thank you if you are tuning in and if you listen to us. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sure there's so much to learn from everyone
Yes,
as well.
definitely.
And thank you to Stephanie and your team for having me here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's also for me to learn from all of you, and you especially, and your husband. And I just wish everyone take good care of health. I think this is very important. Yeah, never stop dreaming,
Yes.
as in not daydreaming, but really go back and hey, write down
Yes.
your dream list again, because I think there's so much to look forward to. Yeah, so every day is important. Live well.
Yes.
Live with love, joy, and peace. I think that's what Christmas is about as well.
Yes,
It's about hope,
yes.
love, joy, and peace. Yeah, so maybe now is not an easy time in life for some of you. I don't know out there, but always remember, never lose hope.
Yes.
Yeah, never lose hope. And I'm sure there are many people around that will continue to love and encourage you along. I think that's what we try to do also here.
Yes.
Yeah, in our little bit,
Yes.
try to love and encourage others.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you again, Stephanie.
Thank you, Wei Wei. Thank you, everyone. Before we end, actually, we've got a video to kind of like wrap up the session here. It's a very beautiful video, very meaningful as well. And, we have had a trying year, but I think it's also very, very, everyone of us should kind of like take the opportunity to reflect on 2020. Don't
Yes.
waste the COVID, like they say, and look forward to 2021. So, in closing, here's a video to share with everyone. And Merry Christmas. Good
Merry
night,
Christmas!
and have a good week ahead. Bye-bye.
Tell me the one about the virus again, then I'll go to bed.
But my boy, you're growing weary, sleepy thoughts about your head.
Please, that one's my favourite. I promise, just once more.
Okay, snuggle down, my boy, though I know you know full well. The story starts before then, in a world I once would dwell. It was a world of waste and wonder, of poverty and plenty, back before we understood why hindsight's 2020. You see, the people came up with companies to trade across all lands, but they swelled and got much bigger than we ever could have planned. We'd always had our wants, but now it got so quick. You could have anything you dreamed of in a day, and with a click. We noticed families had stopped talking. That's not to say they never spoke, but the meaning must have melted and the work-life balance broke. And the children's eyes grew squarer, and every toddler had a phone. They filtered out the imperfections, but amidst the noise, they felt alone. And every day the skies grew thicker, till you couldn't see the stars. So we flew in planes to find them, while down below, we filled our cars. We'd drive around all day in circles. We'd forgotten how to run. We swapped the grass for tarmac, shrunk the parks till there were none. We filled the sea with plastic, because our waste was never capped, until each day when you went fishing, you'd pull them out, already wrapped. And while we drank and smoked and gambled, our leaders taught us why. It's best to not upset the lobbies. More convenient to die. But then in 2020, a new virus came our way. The governments reacted and told us all to hide away. But while we all were hidden, amidst the fear and all the while, the people dusted off their instincts. They remembered how to smile. They started clapping to say thank you and calling up their mums. And while the car keys gathered dust, they would look forward to their runs. And with the skies less full of voyagers, the earth began to breathe, and the beaches bore new wildlife that scuttled off into the seas. Some people started dancing, some were singing, some were baking. We'd grown so used to bad news, but some good news was in the making. And so when we found the cure, and were allowed to go outside, we all preferred the world we found to the one we'd left behind. Old habits became extinct, and they made way for the new, and every simple act of kindness was now given its due.
But why did it take a virus to bring the people back together?
Well, sometimes you've got to get sick, my boy, before you start feeling better. Now lie down and dream of tomorrow, and all the things that we can do. And who knows, if you dream hard enough, maybe some of them will come true. We now call it the Great Realization. And yes, since then there have been many. But that's the story of how it started, and why hindsight's 2020.
Because if you look at the camera, they know someone's filming it because they can see you.
Exactly. If you look at the camera, they know someone's filming it. Okay, lie back down.
Wait, can I...